Hey guys, how are you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So this is our 3Commas bot update for the day. So let's go over to the charts. Yeah, so basically just much of the same. The bot getting chopped up. After our little chop up session yesterday that I showed you guys, we did actually string together quite a few wins in a row, which was pretty good. That was after what I showed you yesterday, and then a few more here as well. So we did do really well, and then it wasn't actually looking so bad, apart from we took our first the new bot that we set up, the bot that has that's based on this here, and only goes long when this is green and only goes sell when this is red. But obviously you guys knew I set up a ladder and then a wider stop loss and a wider take profit for this one. So unfortunately though, that first trade was a losing trade on that one, so this was here, $43. So that's kind of weighing on our results. So otherwise, if we didn't have that, we hadn't had that bot set up, and hadn't had that losing trade, would be up from where we were yesterday anyway. But that is what it is. It's a new bot we set up, and it's a more heavily obviously weighted P&L wise bot with its just take profit and its stop losses. So the trade it took though, I'll show you, was we went into a buy here, just here. It then it then took the buy trade almost straight. I think it took it, I'm not sure whether it took it straight away. No, I think it actually took it here. It didn't take it. These sort of flipped at the same time, and then it took the buy trade here. So it was long from here, and then obviously price went down. This is where we got stopped out down here, because the stop loss on it is still not massively wide. But yeah, then unfortunately the market did come back to what would have been in profit, but we hit the stop there. But then if you look what happened, anyway, the market came down quite a lot anyway. So I mean, taking our stop there turned out to be pretty good, because look how much massively further the market came down, and that's what we protect ourselves from. We take our stop there. We don't know the market's going to pump back up, but ultimately it carried on coming down. So it was a case of, it was a good stop to take. But yeah, that's obviously weighing in our gains. But we did have two great bot trades here, two great buys. Yeah, basically both of these bought. And then they obviously both took profit a little bit too early, because they've got quite tight trading take profit limits. So they got to the take profit, and then they got both hit on the trail. Unfortunately, this wasn't obviously in a long trade, because if this was green, then this would have taken that trade, and then this would have pretty much ran it all the way up, because the settings we're using. So it would have bought here if that was green, and then it would have basically ran us up to I think it has a 0.5% trailing take profit, so it would have taken us out about 3.5%. And if you bear in mind the fact the loss of less than 1.5% was $43, a gain of basically 3.5% is obviously a lot more than double that. So we would in effect be in the profit. But hey, we set this bot up a certain way. And unfortunately it didn't take this trade, because this was in a sell. So you have got to obviously bear in mind that we did have this move down, which is indicative of bearish price action. We were coming down to an important support level, and then these buy trades could very easily have both failed. I failed in the respect that the market then could have broken through that support and come down, and they would have both been losses as well, and then we would have been saved from potentially having another loss, because this larger time frame stopped us putting the extra trade on. So that's how you got to look at it. It is a numbers game. It's a game of getting some edge over time. It's never going to be every trade's going to be a winner. I mean, that is impossible. It's just a case of, even most of my trades will probably be losing trades, in all fairness. Not most of them, but more than 50%. But my profits should come in bigger than my losses, and for the most part they pretty much do, if you look through a lot of the losses. In fact, this is the first loss here that did actually tick over what it should have done, so over 1%. Most of them are a lot smaller, so we look at here, 0.49, 0.55, the next page, the loss is 0.5, 0.29, 0.68. They're all less than 1%. That was actually our first loss that was over 1%, obviously apart from the new bot. But some of our gains though are higher. If I find some that are higher, Yeah, some of our gains looking nearly 1%, nearly 1%. Did we get another one here? Yeah, so just those two that are 1% and then 2% there. And then in theory we could have had a 3% gain with different circumstances slightly. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The risk settings on the bots are set up on the actual 3Commas bot are set up so that we are exposed to an upside. So if we get those big moves like we actually did just get here, but these two bots we did have on weren't the ones that were massively exposed to the upside. They were more gonna take the profit when they got it if we had a slight retrace. So that's unfortunate, but hey, but like I said, that's gonna happen. We are gonna get pumps when we're on a bound here. Like, we didn't have this bot on at the time running the long settings, so we did basically get two nice profits here when we had this move up on these two. But say we'd had this bot set up as well, we would have been long on this bot from here, with the trailing take profit on, once it got to 1%, and that would have taken us up basically all the way up to like nearly a 10% gain. So yeah, that's how you got to look at it. That's why we're setting it up this way. Like I said, it's a numbers game. It's going to play over time. We are currently on 56 trades now, down $77. So yeah, I'm actually, I know you guys might think, oh, that's awful, but I'm actually quite confident and positive with how it's going. I know this would happen. I know we have some trades that weren't included. I know we had some slippage that wasn't ideal, that we would have been in profit as well. So it's not a problem really, and I do feel like we're going to keep doing these videos and you guys are going to see this is profitable. We're going to add some more bots as well, add to this overall strategy. We are going to build this up over time. Yeah, there's enough Bitcoin in these accounts to set up a number of strategies, with a lot more size than what we've got on, so we can get like a really good feel for how you can build a bot strategy up. And yeah, so there you go. So that's what we've got to look forward to, guys, over the next few weeks. So anyway, so right, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you're setting up a 3Commas account, if you use my affiliate link that is in the description, that is actually massively helpful to me. And it's a way that you can help me out without actually costing you guys any money yourself. So that's great. But yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. Remember, not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow.